Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Friday. Today I thought I'm going to be doing the next 4 stages, stages 35 to 38 of the Hachette Partworks release of Build the Doctor Who Dalek. Exterminate! So normally I have the old stuff that we've been working on from previous packs. I haven't got any of that today. As a matter of fact, the only thing I have got is obviously the alien there that we were working on because that's where it lives at the moment. But today we don't need any of that because we're actually going to be continuing now down the inner structure of the Dalek. You're going to see that in all these issues. Now, there isn't really a lot to do in these issues, but it can get confusing because we do need to make sure some plates in this are the right way round. Now, I don't know if this is still available. I have put a link in the video description, and you have also got that QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So here we go. This is stage 35. Here is the instructions. And as you can see, we've got our first plate here, and we've got some plastic stays to put on top of these. So that's looking just like that. So it looks simple to start off with, but we do need to make sure that this plate is the right way round. Let's have a look at that plate. Now, all of these boxes look similar, but they do have the number up here showing you what one we are. So this is 35. No wastage here for plastic. It's all wrapped in paper. So let's get this all open. So the first thing I want to do is have the plate this way round, looking just like that. And as you can see, we've got 3 holes here, 2 holes pointing in this direction. What I need to do is make sure that this detail here is going on top. But again, we need to make sure this is round the right way. So the solid side here is going to be facing towards the edge. So this is going on, if I can get it in, just like that there. Now, I'm holding it in from the bottom, but as you can see at the bottom, these stays actually come up past the metal. And for that reason, we have to put on one of these little lifters, if you like. It actually goes on this way. So the dots on this lifter are facing towards the edge as well. These dots that you can see there. And I'm holding it in with 3 JP screws. So I've got that here. Once I've got one in tight, it's going to be easy to get the others in. So, as you can see, that is perfect. Okay, the next part we're putting in looks just like this. Again, this solid side needs to face the outside. This is going to be going onto the 3 on this side here. So it goes on like this. And that is how it's looking from this side. Whoops, that's just fallen out. There you go. Once again, adding this in from the bottom. Once again, with these JP screws. So there you go, that's the last screw just going into here. And that is how that's looking at the moment. Okay, now in this side here, we have got 2 holes, which is going to be for this detail just here. That's going to go in like this, and it's held in with HP screws. Now they are flange screws. This section here does slightly overhang, as you can see, but those flange screws are going to fit flush on that plate there, just like that. And with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 36, here is the magazine. More of what we've just done. I believe we're actually going to be doing a complete mirror kind of what we've just done, as you can see here. Putting this together like that. So now this is how that's looking at the end. And guess what's coming in the next stage? Bigger box this time for stage 36. I'll get everything out open here. It's worth noting when we actually put these in, there are differences between these. As you can see on this one, these are quite longer than these short ones here. So you do want to match off these. What I need first is the long one though. And I also need the plate that comes in this one. Now this time, I've got the plates. Let's work this out. This way round here, I'm going to be putting this in. And once again, these walls here are hollow one side, solid the other. I want the solid side to be facing this edge here. So this is just going to go in here. And then once again, I've got these stays to put on, which go in this way, so that these dots are towards this edge. They're held in with JP screws. Perfect. Which means the other one here, with the shorter edges, is going to be going onto the 3 points that I can see just down here. That's slotted in lovely. Turn it over, and again put one of these stays in just there. Now the next parts we're putting in mirror what we just done last time, but they are all the same size, so we don't have to look around trying to figure out what one we're actually working on. So these are just going to be going in here like this way round. It's just a case, once again, of lining up the lugs here and then putting these HP flange screws into place. So I've got one in this side. Going to do exactly the same on the other side here, just like that, and then bring over what we were working on in the last stage, and then I've got one of these just to go here. Now if we think about how this Dalek is being built, we've done a lot of the interesting stuff at the moment. I'm guessing a lot more of this now is going to be skirts and interior frame. So there you go. But that is the end of that stage. Moving swiftly on to stage 37. Here's the magazine. And as you can see, we've got this big plate now. Lots of screws. We've got an Allen key in as well. It looks like we're going to be joining all of these parts together. Just like that. So that's now how that's looking. And look what's coming in the last stage. Slightly different box this time, as you can see. Look, it's in a cardboard fold, which I will open now. Got all the screws I need in there, and get this out. Oh, got some more screws stuck down here. Look at this. Peel them off. And in here we have got our very own Allen key. So laying this out, how the instructions have got this, they've got these 2 parts here looking kind of like that. I'm just making sure I've got my edges right as well. So this has got this notch here, and this has got the notch here, going off in that kind of direction. That looks perfect. So that's what way these are going. And then I'm looking at this, and this looks completely symmetrical to me, which I think it is. So to that end, I want to make sure that the shallower circle here is facing outwards. So this is going to be going on here kind of like that. Now this actually goes on top of this section here, just like that there. And what I'm going to be doing is putting a screw through the bottom. Now I know how this is going to go. Make sure this is lined up again. There we go. I've got one screw in there at the moment, and I'll put a nut just on this side. Not tightening it at the moment, just to hold that in. I'm going to do the same with the other side. Making sure everything is lined up here. And then once again, I will get a screw through that side, and I'll just put a nut on this side here. And again, I'm only putting them in just so that I can line everything up. I'm not actually tightening these up at the moment. And I'm going to continue now through the other 3 holes I've got on this side and the other 3 holes I've got on this side. So the way this is going is where we've got these plastic, I'm calling them stays, I don't know what they are. They're going to be upwards, and the nuts here are going to be facing upwards as well. Now it's easy just to put the last of these in. Now I'm going to be tightening these up with the Allen key, but, it's a big but, don't worry if you can't get them too tight, because in the next stage we are going to get a socket, which is going to help us. Now, I'm in the unique position, before I've even opened that pack, to have the actual socket that we use that I got from another build, and it looks just like this. And you're going to see that in the next stage, but I can tighten these with this. If you haven't though, use the Allen keys for now, and this tool here you will get in the next stage. So altogether there should be 8 nuts here in place, and I'm going to get all of these tight. It's handy having this tool. I haven't had to use that Allen key at all. But there you go. That is all there is to do in that stage. So the last stage of this pack, which is stage 38, here's the magazine. And we've got another plate now, which we're going to be putting in. Or actually, we're actually creating another plate. Doesn't look like we're putting it anywhere at the moment. It's going to sit to one side like that. And then it looks like we've got its partner coming in the next pack. So just to confirm, when I open this up, here's everything here. We do have that plate, and I'm guessing we've got that tool that I've just been using. There it is, as you can see. It's very similar to the one I already had. I'll just open everything else up here. Now I don't have to do the first stage of this, which is tighten them up with this socket, because I've already done that. So what I do need to do though is take this plate here. It's very weird, these instructions, trying to match them off, but I'm just looking to see if there's any differences between these. There is. I want the one that looks like this, which is symmetrical, kind of symmetrical each side. This is going to be going into the 3 holes just here. Just like that. It's held in once again with a stay from the bottom, but this time I want the dots here to be towards this edge with the corner on. These are held in with JP screws. So that is how that looks there. It's funny because the pictures that they put in here are very hard to see, so I'm hoping my videos are helping you out here. This one is going to go in this way. Again, the solid side of these are facing towards this bent side here. And once again, I'm putting a stay in the middle, following the same direction as that one. So the dots that we've got on this are facing towards this straight edge. And I'll get a screw in here. Now that's tight, I can put the other 2 in. And then finally on this side, just here, I'm going to be putting another one of these. This is just going to be going in here like that. And this is held in with the flange screws again. That's one there. And one at the bottom here. So when that's in, that should look like this. Again, check that the solid walls are this side and the hollow walls are the other side there. So that's perfect. And with both of these parts complete, that is all there is to do in that stage. That is all there is to do in that pack. So lots of metal this month in this build, as you can see, but doesn't really give a lot away what we're actually doing. I'm guessing this is the top now of the skirt. I think this might be a little bit too big for the bottom. I don't know. We're going to figure that one out together. Does it tell us in the instruction what these are? It just says that these are the skirt sections. Base plate assembly. Who knows? We'll have to see. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, remember, 50% of you aren't subscribed. Click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Anyway, take care.